Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day number 12 of the 30-day challenge, how to make money online 30-day challenge. We're so excited that you guys are here. Today's topic is going to be social media management. Let me get that straightened out here. Thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the challenge so far. We're 12 days in. We got about, what is that, 18 days to go. I can't believe it. It's crazy. We're almost halfway through this challenge. So today we're going to be talking about social media management. So first off, let's get to a little overview about what social media management is and how it works, the inner workings, how you can use it, how can you leverage it in terms of making money online. So basically what social media management is the management of different social media accounts for business or brand, or either whether it be somebody locally or somebody like throughout the internet that you build a connection or relationship with. um, it is just so important. Hey, sweetums, thank you so much for joining. Good to see you here. So I was just doing a little overview of the social media management, basically what it is. So basically, we're talking about managing other people's social media accounts, other people's brands, and basically just taking control and being able to kind of navigate, hop on the latest trends, being able to realize, what direction you need to go in, and kind of having a real sense, like laser focus on what needs to be done in order to expand a brand, or build it from the ground up, or kind of capitalize on what is already working for the brand. So, especially in today's like digital space, this as a business model is incredibly important. And I know there are a ton of brands out there that look for people to be their social media managers and just have a pulse basically on what is going on in social media, whether it be trends, current events, even certain styles or designs. So there's a lot to it. So we're going to break it down here real nice and simple. And hope you guys enjoy today. Okay, so when you think about social media management, you really want to kind of break it down into like, what is the role? Yeah, definitely Sweetums. Yep. I think that's advice we can all use, since we all need social media to promote whatever business venture we choose. Absolutely. I think it's super important, and it's just one of those things to where, you know, you can absolutely use this. You can use it to maximize, even your own social media. So you don't necessarily have to be a social media manager for somebody else, for another brand. You can do it yourself for your own social media platform. So that's kind of the beautiful thing, and like the two in one in today's live stream. So kind of like yesterday when we talked about VAs, you can use it to your advantage of finding a VA, or, you know, obviously becoming one yourself. Well, I forgot a straw, so that's okay. So that's gonna be that's gonna be fun. So okay, so let's talk about the roles and the responsibilities of what a social media manager does. So the first thing I think that a lot of people think about is content creation. Let me put that down a little bit. Is content creation. So that's kind of at the forefront, I think, of what this position of this role is staying on top of the content creation. So whatever social media platforms that the brand or the company uses, those are the ones you're going to be focusing on. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they have the feelers spread across all different platforms. Excuse me. It could be that maybe they just have a certain select platforms that they use. But regardless of which ones they use, you want to focus on content creation. So, and that's something that, you kind of work with. I know in places that I've worked in the past, they had social media manager, but they also had, a design team, people that were actually that worked hand in hand with the social media manager. So the manager kind of came up with the ideas and kind of came up with, you know, the game plan or the strategy, or almost kind of like the blueprint of how they want it to look. And then you kind of work hand in hand with the design team to actually design the actual, whether it be the post, the pins, that kind of thing, wherever you're posting, Instagram, Facebook, and so forth. So that's kind of the content creation side of things. So scheduling and posting, basically what that means is, you're gonna have one, potentially it's gonna be, it could be more than one, but we'll just say one point person for your posting, your scheduling of different social media posts. So this is all this person is gonna do all day, all night is social media. So, and then community management, basically what that means is you want to have an idea of does engagement look like, and what it could it potentially grow into as far as your own individual brand. So if you're working for somebody, then you figure out what their brand is, as far as what does their engagement look like. But if it's your own brand, then you definitely can create whatever kind of style you want to. So, oh, Sweden was nice. So when I worked as a designer and social media person, was almost always an intern who knew what was trending on socials. Yeah, I totally think that's definitely something that I think is, maybe in a sense, like kind of like an obvious, we would kind of think that, somebody would be on top of the trends and on top of, maybe designs and what's going on, I'm hesitant to say like what's in the news, but what's trending, what are the different things that are really like going viral on social media. And it doesn't even have to necessarily be the video itself, like the content of the video. It could be a certain design or a certain structure or a certain strategy. Like when do you actually post on social media? So all those little pieces I think come together to really kind of merge onto the social media management of a brand in particular. So, and it's really important to be able to engage, to not only engage as far as like if you get likes and comments, but you're replying back to the different viewers, subscribers, followers, that kind of thing, to really create that community sense and the community feel. That way they feel like, okay, there's a human being behind that, behind the screen, instead of just thinking like, oh, there's just some random person kind of behind the screen. So, or maybe like a robot. They might think it's like an AI, like, auto generated type thing. So, and then finally, to dig into analytics and reporting, I think that's just as important as, the scheduling of the posting or the community management, because you need to kind of see trends, obviously go hand in hand with data. And there's no better way to track the data than analytics and reporting. And I think it's easy to kind of brush that off and be able to see that this is something that, oh, I don't have time to do it, or I'm not interested, or I really don't care, that kind of thing. But the analytics and the reporting, those definitely go hand in hand in order to tell you where the data is coming from. In a sense, it kind of helps you, take some of the pressure off like the trends, so you can see, okay, who am I supposed to target to? Who am I going to be targeting my posts and my designs to? So I think it's really crucial to be able to understand all four of those elements to the role and the responsibilities. So I'm going to pause there for one quick sec and see if you guys have any questions out there. I just like this. I like this idea of social media management because it really kind of, it almost like builds off of what we've talked about, in this challenge so far, in a sense. So whether it's something that you do yourself, you take on the role of being the social media manager yourself as an individual for your brand that you're building, or you hire somebody to do it, or you already have a small team around you. I think these are absolutely necessary pieces. So when we talk about, social media, when you're just getting started out, if it's only you, like for me personally, my experience, I really try to just focus on really like two different platforms, in terms of keeping them updated as regularly as possible. Actually, now it's kind of turned into one. Well, so before it was really like, before I really dove into YouTube full time, it was the blog. So I was updating the blog, and then I would do update Pinterest for a pin that kind of correlated to the article. So you'd have like a featured pin that goes along with the article. So that would be those two, and then I would also share the post on Facebook, because I had a Facebook page that was basically themed around my blog, the blog title, and like an outdoors kind of theme. So. Um, that was kind of the so I did at that time I was doing Pinterest and I was doing Instagram and Facebook, but I really wasn't doing them. I was trying to automate as much as I possibly could because it was a lot. It was a lot. And then on top of that, kind of tackle, day to day stuff, as far as time management, like we talked about yesterday. So I think nowadays, what I do is try to focus on uh, I I would like to focus more on Instagram, but right now it's mainly just YouTube, I think, and Facebook. So it's kind of took a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a pivot, just because I feel like it's more important as we're building out this community to have, a Facebook group that's engaged and has engagement. So I'm kind of focusing more of my attention on that versus like a Pinterest in the past or even an Instagram. So, but I think the Instagram is more kind of like a almost like here's kind of a behind the scenes kind of look, that kind of thing, like just, pictures and stuff to kind of almost know that there's a human being behind the video and all the editing and stuff. And that's why I like these live streams is because we can interact with each other. So when we talk about this, you guys already know all these, but we're going to go over some of the platforms that when we talk about social media in a traditional sense, these are some of the different platforms that somebody could basically be a social media manager for. So, obviously, you have your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, also known as X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Pinterest. So I think those are the major ones that somebody could actually manage social media. So I'm pretty sure unless you have a bigger team and a big kind of team behind you, that if it's like a solo individual person trying to build their brand, they probably don't focus on every single one of those platforms. It's probably just maybe they pick two or three to kind of focus on, unless of course you're uploading the same raw video um, onto like TikTok that you are like YouTube Shorts if you want to do that as far as like short videos. So that could be a way to kind of not necessarily automate, but kind of speed up the process a little bit. So yeah, so Sweetums asks, are there more popular platforms that are more worthwhile to pursue? So I think that's a great question. So I think that the way that you kind of approach it is going to be what kind of engagement are you trying to get? So as far as your brand goes, there's a content that you're making and you're producing and you're looking for. Hey, Dakik, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. The content that you're producing, does it is it coincide with maybe like a Facebook post type of layout, or is it more, a picture based or potentially a photo based with either Instagram or Pinterest? And then again, of course, we have Twitter, which is kind of or X, which is kind of on its own. It's just like a quick, kind of blurb. You can't really do. I mean, you could post a photo, but it's definitely mainly for like text. So if that kind of fits into your, kind of brand strategy, I would say personally, to start off with, I would say the ones that bring in the most is probably going to be Instagram and Pinterest for sure. And then maybe I think Facebook is kind of a little further down. And it really depends on what kind of brand you're actually trying to build or promote. So maybe if you're trying to target like a younger demographic than TikTok, you might want to fill that in instead of like a Facebook, depending on where the audience you're trying to target. So hey, Dakik. So today's topic for this live stream is social media management. Yep. Yeah. So I would say, Sweetum. So I would say if you're looking, sorry, I don't know what I said. Hey, Grand Shirley. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate having you guys here. So I can't remember, Sweetums. Did I say TikTok? I can't remember. So if it's like a younger generation or younger demographic, I would definitely say TikTok if that's who you're trying to target. Um, but for me, I would do, and it really depends on like your personal preference. But I would say, into a certain extent, they're all worthwhile to get into. But I think the main ones are definitely going to be Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, probably. Oh yeah, yeah, TikTok for younger demographic. Is it usually like the younger folks on TikTok? Yeah, I'm trying to think. So typically, I think Facebook is maybe kind of morphed into more of like maybe a little older kind of crowd. Um, and then I know Instagram is definitely for like, kind of the, mm, you know, primarily like, I mean, everybody obviously can use it, but, primarily you see like Gen Z, Millennial, Gen X, that kind of thing in those generations. So yeah, I think it really, the platform or platforms that you choose, I think is really going to depend on what is your brand? So, like, what's your niche? What is your topic? And can you take advantage of all the different platforms? Do you have enough time in the day to create content for all the platforms? But at the same time, do you feel like there's a better reach, I think, for your particular brand? So, maybe if you're more of like a visual kind of content creation, does it make sense to like be on Twitter or X? Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That I agree. I mean, so Instagram definitely is one of those. It's like I think one of the few that is definitely everybody feels like, it doesn't matter what the demographic is. I mean, everybody usually hangs out on Instagram. So, and then of course you have, we talked about LinkedIn the other day, and LinkedIn is, I know it's considered obviously like a social platform, but it's definitely more primarily focused heavily on, the jobs, careers, that kind of thing, and actually finding work. So even though I know I've seen, people post memes and pictures and stuff, I think it's not as popular for that kind of stuff in terms of, people try to keep it as serious as possible on LinkedIn. So if that's one of your demographics as far as like your audience that you're trying to target, I think that could definitely be up there with the other ones. So it's really just, I think now a personal kind of preference as to which one that you choose and who do you actually target or who are you trying to target. So how are you guys doing out there? I made sure to get an extra water here. I swear by the end of this challenge, you guys, hopefully my voice like comes back and um, I did the tea, got a little bit of the honey in there, and then I did find like a little bit of like lemon kind of drop. Yep. Yeah, definitely Daxic. I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. So LinkedIn is definitely for, business and financial services, definitely. So I think that's in terms of being able to, who do you want to target? If that's your demographic, if that's your audience that you're trying to go after, then I would definitely choose, maybe put more of your strategy into LinkedIn too. But I was thinking, well, the reason we were kind of talking about that was there's a whole bunch of platforms, and when you're a social media manager, if it's just you by yourself. So, all right. So Swim says, so you should target not by how many people are on the platform, but rather what demographic you really want to target. I think so. I think that's smart because, there could be, um, I mean, multiple hundreds of millions of people on the platform, but at the same time, there could be people that are scattered, right? So I think if you know your audience and kind of, maybe not even necessarily like a demographic in a sense, but if you know the ideal audience, that you want to target, um, then I think that might actually kind of steer your decision as to which platforms you use. And definitely, like, you can absolutely use any and all platforms that you want. I was just kind of getting at like maybe there's a couple, if you're doing it by yourself, maybe there's a couple that you want to choose to really focus on and really give it your effort. Unless you can, if you have a lot of time and you can focus on updating, what is that? One, two, three, four, five. So that's like six platforms. Um, if you can upload or update all of those every day, then that's awesome. More, I wish I could do that. That just takes so much time to keep thinking on your toes to keep creating content. So, okay, so when we talk about getting started, steps to get started as a beginner. So, um, obviously you want to research and you want to understand what the industry is. So, yeah, DACIC. So that's definitely something I think that is is kind of like, I think one of the fastest growing platforms, I would definitely have to say for sure, is either Instagram um, or TikTok. You know, I think Pinterest is, I like Pinterest a lot personally, but I feel like Pinterest has kind of like its own unique kind of demographic. So, as far as where, if you want to go like where the main like floods of people are, it's probably TikTok and Instagram. And that if you want to grow, those are probably the two places that I would kind of focus your attention. So, for example, if you're already doing a YouTube, if you already have a YouTube account and you're creating YouTube shorts, before you upload, you might as well take your video, the shorts video, and upload it to TikTok also. Because I know I've seen before where people upload it and um, hey, Tina, you caught it. That's so awesome. It's so good to see you. I know we've talked in the past about being off a little bit on our times and work schedule and all that. So it's so great to see you again. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's so I would definitely say, so Daxic, I would say for me, I would say TikTok and I would say Instagram. So those are the two as far as like to be able to grow. So, and definitely I feel like those are the current kind of powerhouses. You know, once upon a time it was Facebook. That was like the king, you know, and you know, I think Twitter was probably up there too in as far as like in popularity, but right now I think I would say TikTok and Instagram. So absolutely. You're welcome, Tina. So how are you guys doing? Hi guys. So we're on day 12. I can't believe it's already day 12. Day 12 of this 30-day challenge. And for the new everybody who's new out there, we're talking about social media management. So basically, who is going to be how to be a manager of different social media accounts. So, hey Chromie homie, so good to see you. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Do you guys, I'm just curious, do you guys have, as far as what you just either personally or in your, you know, maybe professional or business life, is there different platforms, or do you guys have a favorite platform or something that you personally really prefer, either because it's fun, you enjoy making content for it, or it's easy, or you know that kind of thing? I'm just curious what your guys is, what kind of platforms do you guys enjoy, or would you, or do you prefer? Awesome. Yeah, I love Sweetums. I love Instagram too. I feel like it's very simple. Like there's I don't want to like diminish the simplicity bit, but I feel like it's pretty simple just in terms of like ease of use. You know, it's not very hard to like post an image if you're really brand new to it. You know, you can use hashtags to really kind of carve out your space and really draw more traffic. So I like it. It's definitely it's simple, but at the same time, I think it's incredibly effective. And the engagement rate I think is very it's easy too. So I mean it's super like popular and important to be able to engage, you know, through like comments and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely right there with you. Awesome, Chromium. Yeah, Instagram and Pinterest definitely. Hey, hi. How you doing? I can't do that, but I can talk to you about social media management. So you're more than welcome to stick around. I love that. Just popping in and, you know, doing their thing. I mean, so really what, as we kind of go in, we're going to talk more about, so having done, you know, research on, you know, if you're just starting out the brand and understanding the industry. So thank you, Sweetums. So following industry blogs and influencers, I think is really good to be able to kind of set yourself up for success in terms of, you know, what is trending. Oh, you you're good. Thank you so much, Sweetums. So follow the industry blogs and influencers, and it doesn't necessarily mean obviously that you're going to mirror, you're going to mimic what they're doing, what other people are doing. But it's really just to kind of get, maybe an idea or some sort of basically some inspiration, I think, in terms of even maybe how do you structure whatever it is. So structure a post, a photo, maybe a pin, that kind of thing. Right on. Yeah, Tina, no, I think that's great because you're kind of when you kind of put your hands in like multiple hey Bookie Wookies, great to have you here. Yeah, when you put your hands in kind of like a couple different ones, I think there's benefits from different things. Like for example, like Tina mentioned, so Instagram has its benefits. You have primarily photos and videos, really easy to comment, and then a little bit of Facebook. You kind of have more of that, you know, post thread. You can post more kind of content, and you can still interact. You can share that kind of thing. But then also, LinkedIn, tying that kind of back around to like being the professional, um, platform where people are looking for careers. So I think, like, do you guys agree? I would think for out of all the different social media platforms, I think on the surface, I would kind of have to assume that LinkedIn is probably the most, I mean, the most business, the most professional, just because, that's kind of what it was designed to do and not necessarily have, memes and pictures and silly stuff. I mean, I know some of that stuff kind of falls through the cracks, but for the most part, I think you can go to LinkedIn and not be bothered by some of the other noise that's out there. Oh, sorry, Daxik. I'm sorry. I keep mispronouncing your name. I apologize. Yeah, so I would say definitely. I can't remember if I answered it fully, but I would say right now probably Instagram and TikTok. Those are the two platforms that I would say the best ones to grow because I feel like you have these kind of as the years kind of go on, you have these little spots of like, okay, where are people trending? What new features are they rolling out? And I think TikTok, especially because TikTok has like TikTok Shop for like affiliates, that's really big. A lot of people are on there of all ages and groups, and then Instagram, I think so is kind of the same because it's simple to use, and I think the range that you can reach is a lot wider. So um, there used to be a time, maybe a couple years ago, where I would actually say Facebook was like, up top where it would be like the supreme, in terms of like the most popular. But I know that it's kind of dropped down to TikTok and Instagram, and um, but also like by the same token, I think Pinterest in itself like has I feel like it's almost kind of like, in a sense, floating on its own little island, I think, because it's still like a powerhouse, for people that are, really creative and, either trying to like market something, really high end visuals. And I just love it because that's simple too. So to create a pin is easy, especially if you use something like Canva when they have, thousands of templates that all you have to do is import some images and you're good to go. I think, yeah. Yeah, Grand Shirley, I definitely agree. Facebook definitely has slowed down, I think, slowed the reach. Like, so let's see. So Facebook, um, was that like, did it come out again? I can't remember exactly, but it was that like, was it early 2010s ish? Maybe like 08, 09, 10, 11, somewhere in there. So, yeah, Bookie Wookie. So, how I would create a overall social media strategy was the first thing I would do is, you have to know what your brand is, what you're trying to get out there. So, what are you actually trying to promote? Do you want to promote products? Are you trying to promote, the traffic coming in, people actually coming into your website? I think you have to kind of have an understanding of what is your primary goal or your target first before you can kind of come up with like a full blown strategy. But once you have your brand, you know who you are, you know what you are, then you come up with, okay, the next thing down I would do is make sure that you have your niche, and your niche basically ties in your brand. And then I would say, once you have that, then you can decide what actual platforms you're going to use. What do you think your ideal audience or your target audience would respond best with, or what platforms do you think the engagement and you could get the most traffic from? So, I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with, kind of putting your hands in the feelers in multiple platforms because I think that's the smartest way to know if you personally would if you'd enjoy making content for these different platforms, but by the same token, I think what's the engagement like? And then whatever you figure out, whatever works, like you're getting a lot of likes or shares, that kind of thing, or comments, then you really kind of double down on whatever platform that is, but you still kind of feed into the other ones too. So that's really how I would start my social media strategy. So okay, so Bookie Wookie says, what if I created ebooks, and wanted to drive traffic to my ebooks? Yeah. So I think the best place for that for sure would be definitely probably Instagram and Pinterest, only because I think um, there's a wide range on both. Not to say that Facebook you wouldn't be able to succeed with, kind of sharing ebooks unless you join like a group. So if you, in my opinion, if you joined like a Facebook group that was dedicated to a certain type of book, whatever the topic was or the niche, then maybe you could get in and kind of spread out a little bit and maybe introduce your ebooks to the people within the group. But if you want to just blanketly market, I would say Instagram and Pinterest. Those would be the two platforms. Um, and you're drawing traffic by using hashtags, um, the keywords that you use in your description and your title. So using a little bit of SEO, a little bit of graphic design to draw people in. So yeah, those are great questions, Bookie Wookies. Okay, Grand Shirley. Yeah, they started changing around 2010. That sounds about right. Okay. All right. So Tina says LinkedIn is even organized, but I'm trying to learn TikTok actually. I don't even own an account. Your live is the first direct involvement. In other words, for me, TikTok it is. That's awesome, Tina. Yeah, no, I got to be honest. I don't really know TikTok either. Um, and in your head, I think in general, people think, oh, it's just like a dance platform or silly jokes or pranks or whatever. But I think there is definitely a room for, somebody to talk about their brand, share experiences, share ideas, that kind of thing. It doesn't always have to be a dancing thing or like, a prank or like a silly thing. I mean, you can make it whatever you want to make it. And, you know, TikTok and Instagram both definitely like just have an abundance of hashtags that you can use. So make sure when you're creating videos on TikTok, you take advantage of what are the hashtags for like basically the keywords that you want to have the algorithm pick up on. So just kind of some little ideas. So yeah, I know, sweet, I know, sweetos. All the cool kids use TikTok. It's like, yeah, that's a strange part is like it's all the well, a lot of it is like the younger demographic, but it doesn't mean, older anybody, it doesn't matter what the age range is. I mean, everybody can have success and carve out a little slice for themselves, as long as you're unique and you make something to stand out for yourself, and take advantage of like the SEO, the search engine optimization with like the keywords, the hashtags that you use, how you cultivate your descriptions. That all plays into getting traffic for free and being able to basically promote yourself like intentionally, but also to the algorithm as well, in hopes that it will pick it up and actually spread it around. So yeah, Chromio me no, there's never ever a stupid question ever. So how do you determine your target audience? So what I would say is once you have your niche, what your niche is, and again, the niche is like the topic or like the category, then what you can do is you say, okay, you kind of pause for a minute and you can either like figuratively kind of map it out, either like on pen and paper or like, somewhere online, through like a point, like like Word or, some sort of notepad kind of thing or where, however you organize yourself. Um, then I would basically say, once you have your niche down, then you figure out, okay, who is interested in this topic, so let's just say we'll make it easy. So let's say your niche up here is like outdoors, so that's your niche, and then your target audience would be, okay, who enjoys the outdoors? It could be families that love to go camping and hiking and fishing, um, and then it also could be professional fishermen, whatever, hunters, because that kind of all goes into the like the umbrella of the outdoors niche. And then you just start breaking down and you think about in your head, like, what types of people do I think would I want to target to, would be interested in this type of thing? Like, outdoors could be backpacking, it could be the different foods of, what do you take when you go camping? So all it really means is like trying to figure out, trying to create like they call it like an avatar. Basically, the the outline of who are you targeting. So, for example, like, our channel basically targets, um, busy individuals, busy professionals, people that have day jobs, and could be families, it could be singles, it could be anybody that has a day job or some sort of already kind of income coming in, or something, some sort of kind of current um, I guess, path for like making money right now, and then just tacking onto that. So really we're targeting people that, want to figure out ways to make money online, but they're too busy with, doing everything they're already doing to pay the bills. So that's kind of like our target audience as far as like this channel. So yeah, so okay, so if your target, Chromiomi says, if your target is families, do you market to the parents, or how do you target multiple generations? Yeah, I think that's an interesting way to kind of look at it. I would say you would definitely target. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be like kids. I would say you don't really want to target anybody that's less than 18 for sure. In terms of targeting, meaning who you want to kind of go after, because you want to make sure that there's, obviously their interest is there, that maybe they have some sort of um, income source where they can actually kind of engage that way, and they're on the same, in terms of like the same level of, I think, understanding. So you really want to target like, kids in terms of like an outdoor blog. It would really be the parents or the families, that kind of thing. So who basically is the older kind of, so yeah, no, but that's a great, thank you for bringing that up, Chrome. I mean, that is definitely something I think that it's definitely like, it's difficult sometimes to kind of get an understanding of what that actually means. Who are you actually going to target? I mean, it's easy to say it out loud, but to actually understand and fully understand, who are you making this for? So if you put yourself in the mind and the shoes and the eyes of, you know, the busy professional or the busy parent or the busy, you know, um, whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, no, you guys are right. I mean, you're definitely, I think anybody that's under probably the age of maybe like 21, give or take, and I'm not meaning to single anybody out, but I think the older, kind of the next couple of generations above that, I think definitely probably feels very similar. That they feel left behind. They don't know how to do this, the hashtags, this, that, what's viral. That's the thing, is I think there definitely is, like Tina, like you said, there is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of, I think, social status that comes with TikTok specifically in these younger generations. And I think it's like a very real version of like peer pressure, in a sense, to maximize your followers, maximize this. I got this many likes, I my video has gotten a million views, that kind of thing. And then it becomes a real like, oh, that's how you determine popularity, in today's day and age. Hey, it's all good. You know what? There's never any judgment on this channel. So, I mean, I'm in my 40s. I hear what you're saying. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. We're all in the same boat, you know? So we're all in this together. So this next part kind of leads us into learning about, not just the different social media platforms, like what is out there, what is something that we could kind of take advantage of in terms of learning and get some basic skills. Um, when we find out like the demographic that we're going to kind of target to, but that leads right into developing your skills. So, and this is something that I think is super intimidating. I think for a lot of people, especially just kind of starting out and really just okay, where do I start? What do I do? I want to make sure that I start off on the right foot, that kind of thing. So, yeah, so Sweetums asks, so how do you pivot? Say you started with an older target audience and you want to target a younger demographic. Any advice on that? So I would say you keep targeting, if you want to keep targeting that kind of older target audience, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. But I think if you wanted to pivot and either kind of temporarily leave that older target audience behind and really kind of target more of the younger folks, then I think the first thing to do is, if specifically if you're on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, you want to make videos that are very short because the attention span is next to nothing. So we're talking like, I don't even know if a 30-second video nowadays would get enough attention. So it's probably from like maybe 5 to like 15 seconds. So I would say you kind of start with the idea of whatever you're making, whatever you're trying to, I guess, kind of promote or get the word out about. You're gonna have to, whether it be in front of the camera or behind the camera, you need to do videos that are like really quick cuts, and you don't want someone to watch it, like a younger generation to watch it and be like, I'm bored, click off. So it has to be very quick cuts, and you really want music in there, maybe sound effects, maybe some text on the screen. So you want to kind of develop a little strategy for your videos to really engage the younger kind of demographic, because it's so their attention span is like basically zero. So you definitely want to focus on like the really, really quick cut videos, um, whatever that means for your particular niche, and then however you want to do that. So maybe you could take like one frame of a video, like 2 to 3 seconds, and then just keep making videos that are that short and just boom, 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 put them back to back to back. I think that's probably the best way, because I feel like maybe pictures are like lost in them because of the attention span. So you really have to focus on, all right, it's a video thing. It has to be almost kind of like in your face in a sense, not necessarily shocking, but definitely something that stops a scroll and allows them to be like, whoa, I really want to learn about this or whatever it is. So audio, video, quick cuts, that kind of thing, text, maybe some sound effects. And it's almost kind of like you're making a soup or like a stew. You have all these different ingredients you're kind of putting in the pot. So, and that's all because the attention is basically zero. So I don't know. I guess gone are the days of sitting down and like watching a full movie or reading a book. I can't actually talk on that. But sitting down reading a book or doing something that involves like really like concentrating for a long time. What about like playing a board game? I don't. One thing that's actually I'm really curious about is like the generations that have really short attention spans. You guys remember like sitting down and playing like Monopoly or Life, where you have to sit there and you have to focus and it just goes on and on and on. And effectively there's no end. So I wonder how that would go over today in today's day and age. Yeah, so Bookie Wookie asked, are there any key components to creating engaging social media content? So I think if you're starting from scratch, if you really have nowhere to start, I would say definitely, you want something that's going to be eye-catching, meaning some sort of visual image to be the centerpiece of, if it's an image you're creating or like a pin, something that's really, it has to be high quality. It has to be kind of in your face. It has to be something that's not going to blend in with other posts, or we'll just pick a platform. Let's just say, for example, um, like Pinterest, right? Pinterest, or like even Instagram, right? So I would I would say in the beginning, um, probably text on the screen if you're going to do a video, something that can draw their attention, like quick cuts, as far as doing something different. So don't do the same. If you're doing a video, let's just say if you're doing a video, don't sit there and do the same thing. Like they would hate these live streams, just sitting here, wouldn't even watch somebody talk. But um, so there always has to be like a different frame. So in terms of changing it up, like almost like scatterbrain kind of thing. So I would say quick cuts for creating and engaging some content. quick cuts for a video, text on the screen, and then sound effects. They like sound effects and like maybe some stickers or like some animated, graphics on there, just to really like stand out and draw the attention. I mean, my assumption is the title doesn't necessarily mean much, in terms of like, Gen Z kind of thing, but yeah, yeah, definitely. So BookieWookie asked, are there apps or software that you would recommend for different forms of media? So I would say, a good starting point for any social media platform, is Canva. And I say Canva because Canva has just an insane amount of templates for every social media platform, whether it be YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the whole works. So as far as getting the shape and the size of like the actual template for what you need, I would start at Canva. And then I think a really good editing tool that's free, that's super easy to use. I know some of you guys have mentioned that you use it, is CapCut. And so there's sound effects, there's like animated logos and images on there. Um, there's different templates you can use as far as how you want your video to look, different filters. So I would say Canva and CapCut. Those are probably the two best, apps, I would say, at least for starting out, to get some ideas and kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. So okay, so Tina asks, how do you develop social media productivity without face? I like making money silently or behind the scenes. Is it doable? Yeah, it's absolutely doable, Tina, for sure. So, um, how would you? So, Tina, I guess if we can like just kind of talk through it a little bit. So, okay, so social media productivity without a face. So, is that kind of assuming that you want to create videos, like have the camera away from you, not facing you, and use your own voice, for like to film a video? Or would you do like a voiceover, like an AI voice, and then put like text on the screen? Um, do you kind of have an idea of like maybe how you would start, Tina, or just like, kind of to get the ball rolling? Yeah, Sweetums, definitely. So Canva does have a lot of templates. That's why I love it. I love to use it, and there's so many that are available for free. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so BookieWookie's asked, CapCut video editing? Yeah. Yep. So CapCut is a video editing software that you can use, and it's free, which is cool. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So Sweetums, yeah, I don't think any of the ads I've seen on Instagram show the person's face. Yes. So Tina said yes, AI voice better. Yeah, definitely. So there's one tool in particular, that I think would absolutely, if you haven't heard of it, Tina, that would blow you away, as far as like, if that was kind of the way that you wanted to go, the direction and the strategy. Um, so there's an AI tool called InVideo dot, I think it's called InVideo dot AI or IO. Let's see. InVideo. Okay, so it's InVideo dot IO. And I know we've talked about it before a little bit, but basically what it does is, you go to InVideo, and like with everything else, there's a little bit of a free trial, and then if you really want to take advantage of all the features, um, you know, you got to pay for it, but it's not too expensive. Let me see what the price is here. So, okay, so monthly, it looks like, okay, $25 a month for the lower, kind of for like the lower plan. Um, yeah, actually, and so this actually does voices too. So, what it does basically is, you type in either a script or some text that you have, or some sort of like basically an outline that you want this to say, and then what NVIDIA will do is, it's going to take your script. Not only is it going to add captions to the screen, there's different options for like what AI voice that you can use. Yep. So text to video. Yeah, Chrome Emmy. And not only that, but so it's going to do the voice, it's going to put the captions, and then in addition to that, it can add like images or video on for like the background of the video. So whether it be, vertical, or whether it be like, long form. So short or long form. Um, so I actually personally, I've used it, like super quick for just testing it out, and it was free. So for free, you can basically get 10 minutes a week of AI generation and 10 gigs of storage, and then it looks like 4 exports a week. And there's the in video logo that's gonna pop up on there. So it looks like 25 bucks a month. If you want to do a monthly plan, is going to be your best bet. So, or you can pay for the entire year, which is $240, and they'll cut off $5 a month. It looks like. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I think you know what? Let me paste this. Okay. So I want you guys, if you guys are interested, to check it out. Yeah, it's definitely like it's it's pretty crazy actually what it can do. Um, if I was gonna use it, like if just as like an honest review of it, I mean, I've seen some YouTubers who use it and go through like kind of templates and stuff that put it together to show you what it's capable of. Um, if this is the kind of videos that you were creating for like a TikTok or like YouTube Shorts, I would definitely pay for sure. So you could do like the 25 bucks a month. That would give you 50 minutes a month of AI generation. Yeah, that's actually pretty scary. I mean, scary in a sense, like not scary as in like, you know, spammy scary or like, threat scary, but like the fact that you can do that. Yeah, it's all good. No worries, Tina. No problem. I know that's how it goes. Sometimes you're like, wait, I've heard of that. It sounds familiar, and then it just kind of floats away. So no worries on that. It's all good. Yeah, that's definitely something that I think this is probably one of the tools. It's like the quintessential idea of like YouTube automation when you think about that. Or it doesn't even have to be for YouTube. I mean, you could do, we talked about TikTok. So you could totally use that for TikTok too. I know a lot of people use this tool, the in video tool, to create TikTok videos for TikTok like shop. And it's basically the same thing to where, you know, that's TikTok shop is basically affiliate marketing. So you create a video, then you have basically like you kind of put products in there. So you attach products, whatever product is. Um, if you create like a little script and visually you're talking about whatever the product is, then you can actually link it. This is on TikTok. Then you can link it down below. And if somebody clicks it and they buy it, then you get a cut of that. So it is basically affiliate marketing, but also at the same time, it's like brand creation and you know building your brand on TikTok. So it is pretty bonkers as far as what it can do. And I definitely think the free version is probably not enough to where if you're going to take it seriously. So if you really want to give it a try, you definitely can do it for free just to make sure you kind of understand how it works. But if you wanted to kind of take it to the next level and really truly create these stunning videos that are totally AI, you don't have to use your voice, or you can have your voice as like a voice like a voiceover. You can do that too. So it gives you the option for both. So yep. So the tagline is type any topic and NVIDIA creates a video with script, visuals, subtitles, voiceover, and music. That's where we are, right? That is crazy. Isn't that insane? How it does that. I mean, this is basically like the future of technology and integrating into social media. So this absolutely goes hand in hand with our topic today of social media management, because you could leverage this tool as the social media manager depending on what kind of videos. If you're looking for eye-catching videos, something that really like stops a scroll, this tool is going to be your best friend as far as creating that. Unless, obviously you can still do it like manually by yourself, but this just, I mean, it's pretty crazy how it just does it. It puts everything together for you. So I know there's a little bit of a learning curve in terms of, how do you actually execute the outline and how do you type it in and, how do you do this and that. So just the free version, try it out and see if it's something you think you might be interested in. So, yep, Sweetums, you're right. This is how we break into TikTok. Yeah, Chromie Homie, isn't that nuts? Like the videos really don't seem like they were created by AI. That's how crazy this is. I mean, the stock footage that they use is just phenomenal. I mean, not just for the short, kind of like the quick cut videos, but also, I mean, the long form videos too, where they're like the wider. So, okay, so Tina says, me and a friend have a Dubai license of foodstuff trading. We bring to Dubai fresh fruits and foodstuff from my home country, Uganda. We are struggling to get goods payable contracts. Yep. Yeah, I totally understand. Yes. There it is. Whoa. Hey, whoa. Yeah, sorry. It's one of those things. I apologize just because of my personal schedule. It's not gonna Unfortunately, it's not gonna be the same time every day. I gotta kind of be a little flexible with, kind of what we have going on. But I'm so happy you made it. Thank you so much for joining. It's great to have you back. You didn't miss much. We were just talking about we're helping out Tina and Sweetums and Chrome Me talk about um, as far as like breaking into TikTok, how would you you know, create some sort of basically stopping the scroll in terms of making these AI videos, so you don't have to show your face. You just want to do like a voiceover with captions and then a really stunning like background, that kind of thing. So we were just literally going over a tool called InVideo AI. Yeah. So yeah, Tina, Canva doesn't have they definitely don't have any integration quite like that. I wish they did because Canva is so well. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, you definitely need a good hook and something that's really visually stunning as far as, I think there's nothing wrong with leveraging like a chat GPT type of chatbot to really kind of get that intro hook, something that's really going to stop people and say, whoa, I want to know what that video is about, or I want to keep watching. But, we've just been talking about like for social media management, you have to figure out what platform is going to suit you best for your particular niche and how can you leverage these different tools to be able to in a sense maybe automate some of your work. Yeah, definitely. So BookWiki, I think that might like I don't know, I haven't heard of necessarily like a formula that works like for every single person every single time, but I think that might be something where as you kind of go along and you kind of get more experience, it might just be like a trial and error thing for you individually because you hear for sure what worked for somebody may not work at all for somebody else, and whether it's like the delivery or whether how you approach it, how you film it, you know I think there's a lot of factors that kind of go into that. So I really think that there is some sort of kind of little, I think, pieces of like tips and stuff that you can kind of get and you can kind of work or like intertwine into your strategy. But honestly, I think if you were to try to mimic somebody else's style, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But maybe trying to sort by what videos, whatever platform you use, sort by whatever videos have like that are in the millions or the high hundred thousands, because you know that they're getting engagement and they're doing something. So maybe just kind of study what some of these really popular videos, unless there's like no plan at all, or there's no like structure, unless it's like totally free form, then you're just like, okay, well, that kind of happened by accident. But yeah, well, that's a good point. So Reddit is definitely good, working that into your social media management. Yeah, Bookie Wookies. I was wondering about that too. So, whoa, are you referring to like Google ranking, like as far as like ranking like a website or a video, in terms of you're showing up on like maybe the 75th kind of search, option or whatever, and then you move up to the fifth, like on the first page, or okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. So basically talking about Google's ranking, like where does your video, your blog article, whatever it is, where does that rank in terms of like on Google's like first page, second page, that kind of thing? In terms of, based on how is your SEO on that particular page, blog article, video, that kind of thing. So So how do you think? Because I'm not like super on Reddit, that kind of thing. But do you know like, whoa, if you had like a tip or a trick or something, how would you kind of leverage um, Reddit? Do you think in terms of increasing your exposure, like more of the marketing side of things? Like, how do you think you would? How could you maximize that with Reddit, or what kinds of things would you do? Do you think? So PokeWookie says, do you need SEO for social media marketing? I definitely think so. SEO, yes, is definitely something that you want to learn, even if it's like really slow. I think learning how to find keywords that are not just like um, in line with whatever you're doing, like a blog article or a video or that kind of thing, um, but finding out what people are searching for. So I think that might be part of the strategy too, is like the keyword research before you create the content. You want to make sure that people are actually researching it, or actually, sorry, not researching. People are searching for it. So you could even just do like, there's a ton of places like free avenues you can take. Even something like Google Trends, you can start there, which is solely free. You can even start typing in words like into Google, just literally as a word, some kind of topic, and it's going to autofill you with a phrase, and those are actually real legit searches that people are making. So that in a sense is like a keyword. So as you start typing in like a blank Google search, as you're typing in words, it's going to autofill or auto populate different like examples, or maybe like it's going to give you some options, and those are all keywords. So that's something you want to kind of think about, and just as you learn and you kind of get more experience, you kind of learn what keywords you can use, which ties into SEO. as well as, making sure that whatever you're if you have like a featured image on like a blog or an article, that also it ties into, stopping. It kind of correlates with the article. If that didn't totally confuse you, I apologize. But hopefully that kind of answered a little bit of the question. Yeah, so I would say, for starters, for keyword research, I would definitely start with, um, you can do like Google Trends is good. I know there's one called, I think it's called Keyword Explorer. I think that might be free. Let me see. I think I have it on here. I think it's called Keyword Explorer as like a plugin. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, so it's called Keywords Everywhere, and that's a free Google Chrome extension. So let me type that in here. Yep, that's one that's good to use because that's going to show you what keywords are being used on different sites. So you can actually use that, and you can pull it up and you can see it'll give you like a list of the keywords that would relate, but also that are being used. So that might be a good way to just kind of check it out, just to check it out and be able to kind of use that to your advantage. Um, as far as like starting out with keywords, but also if you go in Google, if you have an idea of maybe what a keyword might be, just start typing in like what the topic is into a blank Google search bar and then just kind of see what it autofills or what it auto populates, because those are going to be keywords and actual like phrases that people are typing to. So you could kind of go through some different, as far as like different, what do you call it, like exercises where you type in certain keywords, or even if you're like, okay, well, I don't even know what a keyword is, you can just type in words that are applicable to your niche, and that could also be a form of keyword research too. Yeah, whoa, you're right. Yep, absolutely. So it is definitely good for organic marketing, and that's probably the simplest form of keyword research that I can think of for free, is going to Google and just start typing in things. You know what's funny? Unless I got in like early, because I got it or I downloaded it and it didn't seem to cost anything. So unless they charge, I think that was about like a year ago or so that I got it. So you know what? Dang, maybe they charge for it now, Bookie Wookies. That stinks. Hey, Nicholas. Thank you so much for joining. Oh yeah, Ahrefs. Refs. Yeah. Sorry. Yep, they have a free version. Cool. Is it a Chrome like plugin too? Or like an extension? Hrefs, is that one? Or is that just like a website that you go to? Because I know Hrefs is one. Who else did I use? If you go to SEM Rush, they also have a free tier or a free keyword research tool. I think you get like 10 searches. Let me see if I can post this in. Oh, it's a website. Okay. SEM Rush. I think it's 10 free searches a day. Okay, it's a website. Yeah, I think I used that when I was doing my blogging stuff. It sounds really familiar. Yeah, that's a new one. Whoa, I don't think I've heard of ManyChat. How does that work? Yep, Chrome homie, absolutely. I fully understand. I'm the same way. Sometimes I forget when I start, talking about it. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta type this in. Yeah, I was thinking, so as we kind of talk about like developing your skills in terms of kind of going through and understanding these different tools, obviously taking online courses is definitely a great idea. So anything you can get and you can use for free. I know we've talked about Udemy before, Skillshare, that kind of thing, Coursera. So really, besides YouTube itself, I think if you can find something that's free, whether it be like keyword research or, finding a niche or that kind of thing, I think that's all good. There's no such thing as bad education, I think, as long as it seems like it's from a reputable source, I think. It's like automated message responder for social media. Keyword. So ManyChat is a tool that helps you message anyone for the keywords commented in a video. So let's say the comment is sell and you comment it, you'll get an automated message. So, whoa, how would you kind of use that, I think, in terms of like, I guess what is kind of the benefit or like the pros as far as what, I guess, what is it doing for you kind of thing? Or what is it like, what kind of, I guess, what does it help you kind of streamline, or what data does it give you? Yeah, Chromie homie, you're right. I think engagement definitely could drive more sales, especially if people are like, if they're interested and they're kind of hooked on whatever it is. Let's just say it's, whether it's a blog article, a video, that kind of thing, or a picture, being hooked in and having some sort of like connection, whether it be like emotional connection or just like, you can relate to it. I think that's probably the best thing you could possibly do with social media as far as drawing people in. If there's some sort of like, either like emotional, mental, physical, some kind of connection, then I think you have somebody hooked for sure. So that's how you do it, is you draw out the emotions or you evoke emotions, and it could go either way. So definitely, I definitely agree. And then in terms of when we're talking about like designing, so designing graphic design, I mean Canva, any other photo editor that you guys like out there, but we always reference Canva here on this channel because it's one of the easiest ones to use with such a small learning curve. And of course, the free account, you can do just basically just about, anything that you want with a free account. It just limits like some of the fonts and some of the templates and the designs that you can use, but you can still absolutely get the job done with Canva for free. Yeah, look at the sample interactions, and it's for having automated messages for questions like, where do you ship to? Can I get a sample? Can I join your waitlist? You could use it to see who's interested in your content. You could deliver your free ebook to people who are interested in the subject. Oh, that's cool. So it kind of act as like a almost kind of like a forwarding service to where if somebody types in a certain keyword, you have like you preload either like an ebook or some sort of information that, how would you send it? How does it send like an ebook or something to like somebody? Do they have to sign up or type in like an email address? Or where is that connection? Like, where do they? Yeah, I'm really curious now. This is This is cool. Like seriously, learning about new tools is awesome. Cool. That's very cool. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So you set up like pre-populated responses, and that way, if somebody types in, question XYZ or maybe enters the keywords, then it would fire off a message or something, some sort of like whatever you pre-populate it with. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it sounds like there might be a large learning curve. I could be totally wrong, but I think once you understand it and you kind of understand how can you format it and leverage it to where you take advantage of these different keywords. I think that would definitely be a time saver for sure. You can set it up to send an ebook, or you can have people provide their email. Okay, got it. So if you were to send an ebook, in terms of like email marketing, how would you collect an email address if you were sending an ebook? Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no worries. Well, yeah, we just appreciate the information. Like, I had never heard of that. So to share it on, within the community here and on the live is awesome. So we appreciate it. Any new tool or anything that you think would help others, we'd love to hear about it. Especially because, having somebody have a firsthand experience, even if you're just getting started, I think is super super valuable. So especially if as we kind of talk with each other more and more, then you kind of learn, okay, what is this person kind of using it for? Is it like a blog or a website thing, or is it mainly more social media type thing? So and any kind of little tidbits we can get, tips or tricks, I think is going to help somebody out definitely tremendously. Yeah, definitely. I agree, Book of Wookies. And seriously, like even to like capitalize on certain keywords, if there's like, if let's just say you have a list of like 10 main keywords that surround, your channel, your topic, your blog, your niche, whatever it is, if you can capitalize on certain keywords and have like an autoresponder reach out, I mean, that's like basically doing work while you sleep. I mean, you don't have to worry about that. So it's another form, I think, of communication that you can automate, which is awesome. Oh, nice. So you're primarily focusing on like the messenger side of the house when it comes to like social media, it sounds like through like messages. I wonder if it does like text messages or if it's just like through like direct messages like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. That's pretty cool that it integrates with WhatsApp too, because that absolutely is global. Oh, that's perfect. SMS, there it is. You know how powerful that is because, sometimes people don't want to mess with going in an app. They just want like the really quick response or quick communication. And we all know how quick texting is, right? So the fact that you can integrate like for the next tier up, not just in the messaging realm, but the text message and email, I mean, that definitely sounds like it's if you can understand it and totally utilize it for what it's supposed to be used for, you can absolutely maximize. That's that's right. Book of Wookies. Yeah, we're over here. We got a rep coming from I already forgot the name of it. Mini Chat. We got a rep from Mini Chat. I want to introduce you here to Book of Wookies. Ask any questions that you want about about Mini Chat. That's so funny. That's cool though. I mean, that's something that I think sharing a tool like that is something that everybody can, you know, Yeah, sure. Well, what's up? No worries. Oh, they have an interesting affiliate program. Yeah. So did you kind of dig into that? I mean, we definitely, you know me. I mean, we definitely love to hear about anything, even if it's, social media management is a topic. But if you got something about affiliate marketing, we'd love to hear about it too, because that's going to help people too. I literally just forgot the name of it, and I'm a rep. I'm a rep for him. Just kidding. Yep, that's a good way to put it, Sweetums. Definitely. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I mean, totally. Honestly, like I definitely don't mind going off topic. As long as it somewhat relates. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Hustle Justin, how you doing? Thank you so much for popping in. So, what are our thoughts on Craigslist? So, can you kind of be a little more specific, like in referring to kind of, I guess, what aspect? Just so we can kind of answer appropriately, I think, in terms of Craigslist. I mean, I think we all kind of have an idea of like what it is and traditionally what you use it for, but is there something specific that you're kind of, you want to kind of get some advice on? Yeah, I was wondering that too, because I got to be honest, I haven't gone on Craigslist in like probably like 15 years, something like that. I really haven't like kind of, I didn't even think about it for, a social media kind of tool. But if there's some insight that we can get, I mean, getting client from. You know what? I mean, I definitely like honestly, personally, I don't know that I would use it like as one of my first top choices, Hustle Justin, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth at least looking into, you know what I'm saying? So I got to be completely honest, and maybe this is just the wrong way that I think, but I feel like when I hear Craigslist, I think about scams, and I think about like being scammed or being taken advantage of or that kind of thing, and you know I think that's my first thought, but that doesn't mean that maybe it's changed in the years since I've used it. Oh wow, whoa, so it's 50% commission for 12 months. So is that where they cut you off as far as like the commission goes? So can you get commissions after 12 months, or um is it just the 50% commission for the first 12 months, and then do they lower the percent commission, do you know? Like after 12 months? Yeah, seriously, me and Sweetums are definitely on the same wavelength here. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, even if that is, hey, that's still good for a year. I mean, 50% commission, even if that's for 12 months. I know a lot of these affiliate programs like, yeah, hey, we need another rep. Hey, Laura, Laura Sarth, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking about my voice. I got to be honest, it's been a little rough, but I'm trying to do what I can to kind of keep it going. But thank you for asking and for your concern about my voice. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. So today's topic, for those of you guys that just joined, we're talking about social media management. So basically anything that revolves around how do you manage your social media accounts, whether it be yourself and your personal brand or your business that you're trying to build or somebody else's. Yep, absolutely. I am very like I'm very stubborn, I guess you could say, with trying things like that. I don't mean to discredit. Like I believe that it works for sure. I just need to be a little more proactive about my voice. And we're only on day 12. We got to go. Let's see. 30 minus 12. I suck at math. 18. 18 more days of lives. So I need to get through at least 18 more days of lives. Hustle Justin. Okay, because now they charge $5 to post now on most of the deals, and they still have scammers. But I saw people saying they made commission from it. But that's interesting. So they charge $5 to post on Craigslist now. I wonder if that's like if you're posting something for sale, and I wonder how they do like. I wonder if people are trying to promote like affiliate products, and that's what it is. Maybe that's right. Sorry, do I say that a lot? I suck at math and make money online. I'm sorry. I I'm just being honest. I don't like math. Sorry. I'm not good at it. So, hey, whoa, I actually I did use Notion actually last year when I was or the last like 2 years when I was really going, going focused on the blog. But I haven't used it in a while. But I've definitely heard of it. I have used it for sure. But I loved it. I just, kind of fell out of practice, I think, to be honest. Yeah, I just want to take a moment to definitely say like I appreciate you guys so much for being here and I know obviously we all have lives, we all have things that are going on, jobs and whatnot. But the lives are always going to be online. So if you guys happen to miss a particular session, you can always watch the replay if you'd like to. So all the live streams they all have replays. So um, you can watch it and you can follow the live chat because I have that turned on. So if you choose to do so, that's definitely an option for you guys. So you know what's funny, Sweetums? If Damien was here, what would he be doing right about now? Come on, guys, we're at 13 likes. Let's get some more likes. That's so funny, guys. The ones that don't know, Damien is our resident cheerleader for getting likes on these videos. It cracks me up, but I'm just extremely grateful for support. So thank you guys so much for being here. And so yeah, he totally is very good at it. Yep. Yeah. So when you think about like setting up your online presence, we kind of talked about this a little bit. So um, I mean, when you think about creating a profile for these different social media accounts or social media platforms, um, I think it's important to figure out what exactly you're going to be promoting or marketing. So, are you going to primarily focus on video or photo or both? Because essentially, what you want to do is you want to, and it doesn't mean you can't use all the social medias, right? But you want to focus, in my opinion, you want to focus on, maybe one, two, three that you can really kind of hone your skills and learn. Okay, what's the best way to create a pin that's eye-catching, that's engaging, that's really going to draw people in? Um, so instead of trying to cover all six or seven or however many there are, the major ones, the big ones, you want to maybe cut it down to like two or three, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think Chromie Homie, I that's a valid question, and I honestly, I I think it's a personal. I don't want to like make this as like, oh, I'm going to deflect the question, but I think it really truly it's like a personal kind of approach. Like, do you for you as a content creator, for you as the the social media manager, like you're the one that's creating the content for your brand. Do you feel like your brand would benefit more from doing videos and photo or just photo? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Um, I think photos can be just as effective, if not more, than videos. But then, by the same token, depending on what your content's about, I also think that videos can be more effective. So it's really about what you're trying to put out there as far as like your niche or your topic, what best suits you and your brand. Um, Most likely it's going to be a combination of both. So, well, I actually I haven't used you know what? It's all good. We'll still say Twitter. I know it's called X or whatever, but we'll still refer to it as Twitter. Yeah, no, I haven't used Twitter for marketing, honestly. Um, I just felt like that was one of those platforms that I personally I felt like I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I would really get out of this. Like, I guess I just didn't believe that, you know, I could carve out a space on Twitter, just because it's like a short little paragraph of text. But I know that that's not true for everybody and every brand. But just for me personally, I'm like, I'd rather focus on Instagram and Pinterest and like Facebook, that kind of thing. So I think that's definitely a personal choice. But yeah, I know Chromium. I do too. I feel like it doesn't matter what the niche is. I do honestly feel like I get pulled more with video too. I think it's in my brain. It just the visual side of things. It kind of stops my attention. It's like, whoa, all right, I gotta actually, pay attention to this. Versus like a picture, I can kind of scroll on and just be like, okay, that's cool, whatever, just go down. I don't think unless it's something like super shocking or super crazy, I don't think a picture really causes me to stop and like really focus on it. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Booker Wookies for like Twitter is kind of more, I think, I mean, obviously anybody can use it, but I think it is kind of more catered towards like, celebrities or like the huge businesses, corporations that have like a bazillion followers and they can get like their message out in mass. Um, Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I just don't have anything creative or useful to say in like 144 characters. I think that's probably more likely that I'm the problem and not, Twitter. But because I am more of like a visual person in general anyway. Yeah, Notion is very cool. It's kind of like in my mind, it's kind of like a marriage of like some parts of like Microsoft Office with like PowerPoint married with OneNote, married with Microsoft Word, and then but put that in a web version. It's kind of like it's got in my mind it's got elements from different programs that I've used in the past, but I like it. I mean, I definitely probably should use it more, but yeah, definitely. You know what I feel like? What I actually use, not necessarily, I use this in a personal level, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Evernote. Um, Let me write this down. You know what? I gotta be honest. I haven't I really haven't done anything with the Snapchat. I don't actually have it downloaded or anything. Um, I almost kind of feel like Snapchat is like the pre-TikTok in a sense of like, that younger generation or younger demographic. Um, it doesn't mean that that's the only people that are on there, but primarily that's kind of who you see, is on there. But yeah, for like I do love Notion, but I think for me, like as far as organizing, as far as being like a simplicity, what we use like on a personal level is Evernote. To basically you create like little notes and um, you can lock stuff down. You can password protect like notes if you want to put sensitive data like your driver's license picture or whatever it is, that kind of thing. You can lock it down. So we actually there's a free tier, like of everything, and there's a I don't know how much we pay. What do we pay? I think it's like 65 bucks a year. I think is what we pay. Thank you, Sweetums, for putting those links in there. I appreciate that. Monthly. Wait, what do we pay? I gotta be honest, I don't even know what we use. Annual professional? We pay something. I thought we paid like, I don't know. I don't know what we pay. I know I get charged. I get charged from Evernote on my credit card, but I don't know what we pay. I thought we only paid like 65 bucks like for the year, but that doesn't equate to what I'm seeing on their website, but maybe it's because we were grandfathered in or something. Oh, Tina, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. That's why I love these live streams. Everybody just brings like not just the energy, but they bring like such useful and helpful information. I love it. It's so cool. I mean, I learn stuff, you guys learn stuff, we all learn, you know, kind of what each other's experiences are and tips and tricks. And I mean, that's really the ultimate like kind of vision for this, not just like this channel, but this community, you know? Yeah, Lorisar. So Evernote is nice. It's really it's basically the same kind of thing in a sense of like Notion. I mean, it's a note-taking kind of it's a website, but also they have an app. So basically you create notes. So think of it as like a to-do note, basically. So like, you know, like a sticky note or that kind of thing. I mean, visually it's not that, but think about that kind of thing where you just create a new note and then it puts it in like a listicle kind of format or like a what would you call that? Like a not a hierarchy, but in a listicle sense, like where they just list the notes and then you can type whatever you want. You can edit it. Um, it's super easy to navigate, and you know we've had it for a couple years, and I just I like it. It's something that you know I just think it's really easy to use. There's like literally almost zero learning curve. Yeah. Hey Tina. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't use really Twitter. Me personally, or like you know anywhere like for my brand or anything like that. But um, does anybody out there on this live? Do you guys use Twitter as far as like marketing goes? Because Tina's wondering like anybody have any experiences or can they share their thoughts? Whatever you guys think. Oh, thank you, Sweetums, for posting that. Hey, Nicholas. Okay, so got it. So is that what is that for? So the link, did you send that in like the Facebook group or yeah, okay. I'm just trying to think like is Twitter still just like 144 characters like this kind of like small amount like and maybe that's for me personally, maybe that's why I was kind of turned off by it because you couldn't really type a lot. Okay, got it. Awesome. Thank you, Nicholas. Perfect. Cool. So, yeah, in case you guys are interested in what group Nicholas is talking about, we actually have a free Facebook group that you guys are more than welcome to join. We had Lisa and a couple others from last night on the live. They joined. It's more of like a so this way we can kind of connect with each other a little more closer. And if you guys have any questions or whatever, it's really just a kind of like an extension of the YouTube channel. Um, and I know they're like obviously, you know, we want to try to keep the posts and everything in there about, you know, making money online and different, you know, techniques and tools and experiences and stuff like that. But you know, I know Laura posted something here about, you know, a haunted place, which is totally cool. You know, it's all good. So um just as long as we kind of primarily talk about, you know, making money online, that kind of thing. and helping each other. I don't mind the one-off kind of, hey, you guys should check this out kind of thing, just as long as, it doesn't become like kind of spammy kind of thing. So, oh, that's awesome. So, hey Tina, I just want to, so that link that I might have sent, I think initially is like the Facebook page, but when I set that up, I thought it was actually a group where we could all interact, but I don't think that that is true. So I don't think you guys can interact on that page. So I put the link, um, for the actual group itself. So I think that's something different. So, because I know what you're talking about, Tina, that the page that I'm on, but I don't think anybody can post on the page. But this group is a public group that we created. I created it like a couple weeks ago, and so definitely check that out if you'd like to. So I'm just curious, just generally speaking, if you guys had to choose, let's say that you were starting a business, an online business from scratch. Would you choose a blog slash website as one medium, or would you choose the social media route and just focus on social media? No, you're good, Tina. That was all me. That was all my fault, my problem. So awesome. Yeah, Sweetums. I definitely like the way you think. And like when I started kind of like this online business, like just getting into this, like all this kind of stuff, like about 2.5 years ago. I did start with a blog, and it kind of just organically, just kind of or not navigated. That's not the right word. It kind of just naturally like pivoted into just doing YouTube. Um, I think it was because I was starting to not enjoy it, like the blog. I felt like this extreme pressure that I had to post like every single day, and it had to be high quality and this and this. And I wasn't ranking on Google and all this. And I was in a course at the time, and I went through all the things, did all the things, the training. And I think I just kind of realized that I didn't necessarily enjoy writing blog articles. Maybe it was that style or that type, but so I kind of navigated more towards like, in my mind, it's easier to film videos in a sense, easier to film videos in a sense than it is to write. But yeah, no, that's cool. So Tina, you say blog, website, definitely that you would answer directly. Yep. Chromie Homie, blog, website, also. Whoa. I think social media first for whoa. Awesome. Okay. And then Nicholas, you said, how about a white label app? So, um, do you know of one, Nicholas, or are you kind of asking for like suggestions for like white labeling stuff? Yeah, you know what? I think, yeah, no, you guys all have great, like thoughts and kind of insights as to how, and I was just curious because, I did start with a blog first, and I was having fun for a while, but then I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, my next quote is going to be, I suck at English or writing or whatever. But, um, so yeah, I think I just have more fun like creating videos. So, yeah, Sweetums, that's well said. I definitely agree with that as far as really playing to your strengths. And I think it seemed like it came easier to me to do videos rather than have to sit down, head down, focus, and kind of type stuff out. Yeah, these are great. I love all your guys' responses. It's so cool, and I think it's important to like not just think about it in your head, but also um, be able to take action. And when you put it out there, and not just putting it out there like kind of like in the universe, but I think putting it out there, and then you kind of you're like force having some accountability. I think for yourself, you know, because people can only help you so much. You have to really take action and start doing things yourself. At least taking the first step. But there's nothing wrong with getting help and guidance along the way. But I think, obviously you and only you can start. So it's important to kind of see, and to hear like how you guys would start doing this, because hopefully it'll kind of get some of those wheels turning in your head. I love how the name is respect. And then you just, hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you know, that's right, Nicholas. Good barber. Hey, you know what? To be honest, I do it myself. So, hey, respect. We're just talking about social media management. So, you're more than welcome to hang around and come hang out with us. So, if you'd like to learn about social media management and making money online, come hang out. Just be respectful of the chat, obviously. So, we're trying to stay on topic and, you know, teach each other some things, with through experiences and other stuff. So, yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. See, you guys popped in. We're here talking about, and they left. Okay, that's it. It went from like 22 down to 15 in like 2 seconds. That's the thing, what we're talking about. But seriously, that kind of ties into like having such a short attention span that it's like, if you're not doing something crazy, if you're not setting something on fire, or you're not like jumping out a window or something, then people are bored. They're like, I'm done. Next, next. So that's awesome. Whoa, and we love having you here. Seriously, it means a lot to me. So thank you guys for your support, and also, you definitely your loyalty for coming back. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you. It means a lot to me. Oh, Nicholas, I thought you put the word good barber in there because, you know, I mean, I totally like missed the boat on that, man. Like I totally I'm like wasn't even paying attention. I thought you were kind of like bouncing off that last comment. My bad. I thought you were talking about like good barber. So, would you make an app on good barber with your offer and upload it onto? So, I think, Nicholas, I think I might be confused as to what you're trying to kind of explain. Sorry. So what are you trying to explain? Or what are you trying to say? Sorry, I don't think I'm following. Hey Bisma, thank you for popping in. We're talking about social media management. Yeah. Yeah, copywriting is definitely real for sure. You got it, Tina. You got to get it. You got to get it. No, but in all seriousness, I agree. I mean, it's super important to like kind of circle back around and get an understanding. I totally agree, 100%. Because who knows, maybe in the future it's something that you might be able to utilize, or the skill or the tool or whatever that means. So I totally agree. I mean, yeah, it's all good. So when we're talking about like gaining experience as far as like because when we start just in general, like when we start something new, you're like, well, if I don't have any experience, like how the heck do I learn? But I think there's a bunch of different ways that you can gain experience, right? Hey Kranti, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. We're talking about social media management, and you're in the middle of it. We have a challenge going on, how to make money online, 30-day challenge. Stick around, definitely stick around and join the chat with us. Awesome. Thanks, Will, for chiming in and helping us with that. That's great, great information. Okay, so when we talk about gaining experience, here are just some of my like suggestions as far as like if you want to gain experience. Um, and like we're not talking about just like, hey, just any old experience. Like we're talking about like real world, like in the trenches. So for one, you could volunteer, for like nonprofits or like small business to kind of like gain more experience with whatever you're trying to do as far as like social media. Um, or you can intern at like established established companies, and that kind of thing too. So, or you can offer like free or like discounted services to build up your client base. We were kind of talking about that the other day with the VA stuff, the virtual assistant stuff, in terms of getting reviews. Because there was one individual who was talking about not really kind of making any progress as far as that goes, and I think I can't remember if it was Sweetums. Somebody suggested that they get their friends and family to like write reviews for them to kind of like beef up the review. But I mean, that's totally legit. I mean, how do you gain experience if no one's going to give you a chance, right? So I think what would you guys say as far as like how have you gained like experience as far as like gaining practical experience? I mean, what do you guys think out there? Like, what would be a good option? Or a good maybe path to like gain experience. Yeah, so while you guys are thinking about that, I was thinking the next kind of thing as far as like being able to like network and market yourself. Here are a couple different options that you could think about when you're trying to figure out how do you get more exposure, how do you get you know your name out there as far as like marketing with different different groups. So you could join different social media groups and communities. So an example of that would be um, not just on Facebook. Facebook has groups, but also LinkedIn. So both of those platforms do have groups, like free groups that you can join, and that way you can kind of talk about your brand, talk about different aspects, maybe what you're looking for, what you offer, that kind of thing. You can attend like these industry conferences, these big brands that have like conferences and webinars. You might be able to join that to kind of like network with people too. Um, and then of course like LinkedIn, right? So you can. Oh, you're fine, Sweetums. No worries. Hey, whoa. So what do you think about Discord? Yeah, I mean, I like Discord. I feel like it's a great tool. It's a great source of, being able to communicate with different people. Um, I've used it kind of on and off. I don't use it necessarily for like in a business sense, um, but I like it. I think it's easy to kind of set up and navigate. I think it's a pretty valuable tool, especially when it comes to messaging and communicating with whether it be like a community or that kind of thing, instead of obviously like text messaging or that kind of thing. I think because you have like instant chat and um, I know you can do that on a couple of different platforms, but I do like it. I think Discord is definitely up there with some of the better messaging platforms you can use. One of the things that I kind of like is, through LinkedIn, you can also connect with not just people in a professional sense of like maybe people that you work with before, but also LinkedIn definitely has groups too. So LinkedIn has groups that you can join that are mostly are free, whether it be like kind of like a subsection of like a company or like a brand, or just individuals that are creating these groups that are trying to bring people together that have the same interest or hobby or love for a certain topic. So that's also another way that you can network and market yourself outside of your local everyday kind of environment. So Apple is accepting apps. You just need to build it, and there are many no-code app builders. I'm building mine on Goodbarber. That's cool. So, Nicholas, is your idea that you want to sell your app? Is that kind of the thought? Or are you just building an app for fun for you, or what is kind of like your thought with building an app? Yeah, definitely Sweetums. I've seen that too, where Discord, they communicate with their subscribers. Like as far as like more of kind of like a live instant chat kind of thing. I kind of thought about that too, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, is that something you think is would be useful, do you think, as far as like the chat? I mean, you know, within the community. I mean, the only reason I didn't jump right to that, I did a Facebook group, is because I figured like sharing stuff with each other, it's a little easier to share and like see it visually if you have it in sort of like a feed type format, like how Facebook does. So Woe says, yeah, there's management businesses for those creator servers. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the opportunities I think are definitely out there for sure. As far as you just have to be really creative about how you want to market yourself, that kind of thing. But there's definitely ways and there's tools out there that you can. And I think that's more along the lines, or that's more validation as to why you really have to have everything set up before you start marketing yourself. You need to build that foundation for yourself, for your brand, just so you know, this is what I'm going to be marketing. And kind of like when I set up, for example, the Facebook group, I put some links for the most helpful videos on YouTube at the bottom for the Facebook post. So if somebody were to join the group and scroll down, you can find the description of the video and then click on the video and you can watch it, that kind of thing. But I think it might be a little more user friendly, I think, in terms of like visual. So, hey, Nicholas, okay, for me, but having a link in it to monetize. Yeah, okay, that's cool. No, that's awesome. Well, we definitely wish you luck and definitely let us know, man, when you get that app going. Is it only going to be for Apple, Nicholas? The app? Yeah. Well, I understand. I understand that. Facebook group is more professional. I think it just kind of ties everything together a little nicer. Yeah, Laura's Hearth. Yep, I do too, definitely. I mean, I definitely feel like I think if you're searching out for the negative side of Facebook, I think you can find that like immediately. But there are definitely some really valuable and useful tools and different strategies you can do within Facebook. So, hey Tina, I know I've heard of Telegram, but I don't know like I haven't really used it. Is it um what what would you compare that to? Is there another kind of app or program that you would compare it to in terms of like being a communication tool? Yeah, well, I can imagine. Seriously, like if you don't have your foundation set up and you're going to use a Discord server, I mean, I can see it going sideways like really quickly. And that's kind of more along the lines of why I decided to go Facebook group, at least to start, because I figured, you know, the chances are pretty high that everybody's heard of Facebook and they've been on it or they have an account or, that kind of thing. And it's just kind of easy for someone just to click join a group versus like, try to have that learning curve and try something totally brand new. Yeah, Tina, I think it sounds like a lot of us haven't really, had a lot of exposure to Telegram. Would you mind kind of giving us like a little blurb about it or like a little quick description? I think that would be super helpful for a lot of people, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, thanks, Will. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I hope that kind of like the vision that I have to kind of bring us together and have people share things. I hope it kind of spills over into the Facebook group. That's just something I think that, when I'm not on YouTube or I'm not sitting in front of the computer, at least I can pick up my phone and kind of take a look at what's going on in the Facebook group. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you, Boku Wookies. So, Telegram is an online staging arena for political movements seeking to break away from traditional social media platforms. So, it's basically like it's an alternative to like today's social media, it sounds like. Yeah, it's interesting. I've heard of it, but I've never actually used it or seen it. I'm not even sure what like the layout looks like or what it actually looks like. Hey, anybody need a rep? We got a rep over here. Bookie Wookies. If you need some help, just 555 Wookiees. Don't worry, Bookie will take care of you. That's right. I wonder if like do you think maybe is it kind of more prevalent like I don't know. I mean, the people like on this live that are in the United States, have you guys heard of Telegram? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just like I don't know, maybe I'm just living in the dark ages. Come on, Bookie. You got it. Okay. Right on. I think once again, I think it's me. I think I'm the problem. I just I guess I just haven't, really dug into it. That's just me. As far as like Telegram goes. I think I'm definitely the one that's like living under a rock, I think. As they say, I don't get out much. I don't really get out much. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Wait, so you can use it to trade Bitcoin too? Like cryptocurrency? You can use Telegram to do that too? Hey, whoa, yeah, I've used Zapier before. So Zapier is basically like it's a tool that integrates with different social medias to where you can basically automatically post or publish something. So I actually I integrated Zapier with my blog when I was working on that to post automatically on Facebook and I think it was Instagram to like basically auto post. So you can basically say, okay, I want you to put in the title, the description, that kind of thing. It has a huge focus on privacy and security and end-to-end encryption. That's cool. I mean, those are super important things. Privacy, security, and end-to-end encryption. So you can have large groups on a Tina. Okay, got it. Large. Right on. So, I mean, large, you're talking like millions, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. So, as far as like the actual like layout goes, like mostly traders use it because they tend to have investors across the globe. That's cool. And it's been working fine. So, I guess I've never used it, but I create a group for myself. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, like, um, Tina and Loris are you guys that use it, like, what do you guys actually use it for? In general, like, what would be an example? Like, what do you how do you guys use it? Like, I know you said you kind of trade crypto in Telegram, but is that like what would be an example of like the main source? You know what? I don't think I've heard of Signal before. Whoa. Has that one been around for a little bit or is it fairly new? No, see that it's all good because this is all about learning, right? I mean, sharing, you know, these different experiences that we all have, which is the purpose of this whole thing. So, yeah, I think even honestly, if like, you hear about it and you don't have any intention of using it or checking it out, I still think it's very important to at least kind of hear of it, know of it, and know that it's out there. So maybe in the back of your mind, you know that it's an option down the road or maybe in a couple months or whatever. So, okay, so Signal's fairly They're 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 like really new. They seem like they're super new. Just a couple years. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I know WhatsApp definitely. Cool. Okay. Right on. No, yeah, this is valuable information. I mean, sharing this definitely helps, not only helps us be educated together, but also, you know, maybe gives us an idea of like, oh, maybe I'd like to try that. The other for business networking in Dubai. Cool. That's very cool. So I gotta say real quick, Tina, I know this is kind of off topic and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but doesn't Dubai have like the largest building in the world? Is it Burj Dubai? The one that's like, I mean, just bonkers, like tall. Like the skyscraper that's just it stands out by itself that just that single I don't know, what is it called? Is it Burj Khalifa? Yeah, whoa, that's a good definitely a good advice. Seriously, for people to take seriously. No, no problem. No problem at all. It's all good. So it says, and I know this is a little kind of off topic, but I'm just curious about this now. It says, as of Tina, you may obviously already know this, but as of June of 2024, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the world's tallest building at 2,717 feet. And that's the title that it's held since 2010. Wow. That's insane. That's impressive. That's pretty crazy though. I wonder if they have like a what do you call it? Like an observation deck or something where you can go and just kind of look and see the entire like skyline of Dubai. Oh man, I can just imagine. Like, yeah, how is it, Tina? Like, I mean, I just I I know it gets hot in the southwestern United States, but how hot are we talking here? Their Skyviews Observatory is $6.80. Wait, we got a rep here? We got a rep here from the Skyviews Observatory? Bookie Wookies? That's awesome. I love how depending on what I say or what is being said, the people that are in this live drop was like, oh crap. All right. That's self-inflicted. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. So it's like it's got to be like just straight desert, right? I mean, just like almost kind of like a Death Valley, California type where it just blazing, blazing hot kind of thing. Yeah, Greenland, right? Whoa, where are we going? We going to Greenland? What do you think? Never actually been there before. Bookie is a rep for everything. Bookie, maybe you should be doing this live stream. You got all the side hustles going on. Yeah, you got all the connections over here. That's so funny. But I love that. Seriously, like every element of doing these live streams, I think, is so important. And obviously bringing the humor, making everything light, and nothing has to be serious. And obviously, there's a time and a place for everything. But I love just kind of like the lighthearted, always. Since we've been doing these live streams, specifically like on this challenge. So, Bookie, that's right. That's right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I just read that. Chromeo me. They're like, this isn't about social media. Done. Click. I'm hanging up the phone. I'm getting off the live stream. What is this crap? I didn't sign up for this. That's so funny. So I just want to give a shout and give you guys a little bit of a heads up for tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 13, and we're going to be talking about influencer marketing, which is just like bonkers to me. I mean, it's such an interesting topic. What it means to become an influencer, everything that entails, the good, bad, other, all that stuff. So, um, day 13 tomorrow, we're going to talk about influencer marketing. Just a little, preview about tomorrow. So. I know some of these topics, I think might seem like a little kind of out of reach in a sense. Um, eh, yeah, so I think it's a more of like Chromium, it's more kind of like, you know, what does it take to become an influencer? Like in a high level sense. So what do you have to do to kind of become an influencer, and how do you have to structure your social media, that kind of thing. So no, but it would actually be super cool if we could get like an influencer on here, but I don't know any personally, but um yeah, I think just like the idea of being an influencer in like in regards to like a business opportunity and business option, and how to make money online, so just kind of like covering that kind of stuff, so right, exactly. Number one, be hot. Number two, be hotter. Be hot than the first one. So if you guys are out there and you haven't yet subscribed, definitely please consider subscribing and coming out with us. We have a lot of days left for this live stream, so um, we're chugging along. We're on day 12. It feels like we're already on day 20, but it's all good. So I'm just curious, like, outside of this live stream, is there certain topics that you guys would love, like to know more about, or you would want as far as me to make content on, like after after this whole challenge? Like, is there anything that you're like, yeah, you need to? It would definitely be cool if you talked more about XYZ. I'm just curious. I'm just definitely always thinking about new ideas and trying to think, ahead to the future. And, obviously after this live stream challenge, you know, it's actually been super fun. I actually definitely would think about doing another challenge for sure. Cool. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Laura Sarth. We really appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. And genuinely, I appreciate you being here. It means a lot, definitely. So, right on. Network marketing. Okay. Newsletters from Whoa. Yeah. So, Whoa, honestly, the goal of the live streams really is to introduce new people to these different business models and really say, okay, social media management, what the heck is that? How can I get started on that? Is that something I might want to do? Or influencer marketing or blogging or affiliate marketing? Really, the idea is to just introduce people to these new ways to make money online. So, it was really never about doing like a super deep dive, like an expert deep dive on this is exactly how you do it and this is exactly how you make money. It's more of like kind of high level. So, just to kind of like pique some interest, I think, and see if we can introduce people to these different ways. That was the goal of the live stream. Just simply like kind of doing a high level and sharing experiences. So, Tina, I almost spit my water out when I read that. I got tired of the word network marketing. I'm done. I'm out of here. You guys, I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. That's so funny, Tina. I like that, Chromiomi. Yep. So the reality of making money online, like what is the easiest path and the most realistic goals and expectations? Like I like that. Cut the garbage, cut the noise, and that's definitely what I've always strived to do is just cut out the garbage, the noise, like provide real information, not just information, but like real experiences, things that I've done, and prove like, hey, this is what I've done, this is how much I've made, um, that kind of thing. So that's right. We need your brains. We need your brains in these live streams. Take a drink every time someone says marketing. All right, I'll go first. Cheers. Is this water or is it something else? It's water. Yeah, it's water. I definitely would not do that on a live stream. So you guys know that we have our resident mod is a print on demand, you know, aficionado. So just, giving a little plug there. So yeah, you're totally right. It is its own ball game, and it's definitely something that it's I yeah, it's not I've kind of played with it a little bit. Like, how do I say it? Like, print on demand is not easy. It's definitely not easy in terms of like, wow, Sweetums, are you serious? 400 sales today. That is awesome. Can you guys put in some kind of like heart or like celebration emoji in there in the chat for Sweetums? That is incredible. That's a huge milestone. That's nuts. Let's show some love for Sweetums. That's incredible. That's awesome. Thank you, Wo. But seriously, that's incredible. Talk about an accomplishment. So yeah, no, I mean when I say it's not easy, really what I mean is just in a sense of there's a lot that goes into it instead of just making shirts, that kind of thing. And obviously, Sweetums definitely can attest more than I can, but there's marketing and SEO, and when we talk about your ideal audience and finding who you're going to market to as far as like the shirts go, I mean there is a ton that goes into it. So it's definitely a learning process, an ever evolving learning process, and it's just. But I think with anything, I mean there's a learning curve, but like the risk and the reward. I mean there's it just an endless amount of reward, I think, for learning that skill. Yeah, you know what's kind of funny, not funny, but whoa, kind of along the lines with what you just said. Um, I- and that's what I think that, these gurus all online want to make you think like there is easy ways to do this. I mean, to be completely honest, I don't think that there is an easy path. I think you choose something that you think you would be good at, you might be able to pick up somewhat quick, or you can understand, or you can at least, you're happy with learning, or you're able to kind of like digest when you're learning something. But at the same time, everything takes work, everything takes practice, and like Sweetum said, trial and error, and um, that might be the biggest, I guess, kind of like buzzkill, so to speak, about making money online is that there is no easy path, right? So. Yeah, if you find something that you like and that you're interested in, and I'm gonna say this, it might sound weird, but like you don't mind doing, like basically you're not gonna get burned out. I mean, there's days when you hit these lows and you're like, I don't think I'm doing the right thing. I don't understand. I'm frustrated. I want to give up. I want to quit, all that stuff. But you can't. You have to keep going. Your mindset has to be so focused on there's no plan B. I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna make this work no matter what. And I think for me with as far as like the blogging goes, I basically effectively like quit. I quit fully um, because I wasn't enjoying it anymore. It wasn't fun. I wasn't enjoying like researching topics, and I didn't like the writing. So I think it just, we talk about, pivoting on this channel a lot. Like, it was just a matter of pivoting and finding something else that I could kind of fill my time with. Yeah, whoa, definitely. I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, that's the ultimate kind of like dream, I think, right? Is for being your own boss, having your own time, being flexible, doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But in order to get that sort of freedom, I mean, comes the sleepless nights, the grinding, the sacrifice, the time, not hanging out with friends, buddies, family, whatever. So you have to do what you have to do to get to that point, and then it's almost like, you know, you can start, kind of pulling back a little bit once you have a full understanding and you start actually making money. But there's like potentially years where you don't make anything. I mean, or like a little bit of money here and there, and you're like, oh, this is crap, it doesn't work. But you just didn't give it enough effort. You didn't push through far enough to where you actually saw like substantial, gains. So I hear you, Tina. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things where it's difficult to kind of put yourself out there and to really kind of be the face of something. So that's why I have so much respect for these faceless, YouTube channels and just these other people that do social media that don't show their face. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't be successful if you don't show your face. So you just have to kind of carve your own little slice out and be unique. So you can figure out how you can make it work for you. I know, I can only imagine. Yeah, I've never been there either, but yeah, Tina, just man, it's yeah, I guess you don't really realize kind of like the facade of, this uber rich kind of what I think people present Dubai as, and then, obviously there's like reality versus like, what people are making it out to be, that kind of thing. That is a beautiful thing, Laura Sarth. Congratulations on resigning from your job and actually taking control of doing this on your own. And you have a community here that will support you and encourage you and really try to give you the best, tips and advice we possibly can, to the best of our ability. So I wish you nothing but success and luck and just keep going. If you need a quick pick me up, excuse me. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, got hiccups. If you need a quick pick me up, always stop by. You can, post in the Facebook group. However you need, if you're having a down day, just, stop on by and, we'd be more than happy to pick you up as best we can. But that is so admirable. Congratulations. Absolutely. You're welcome. I'm jealous. I got to be honest with you right now. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you because I wish I had the courage and the guts to do that. Someday, someday, hopefully soon. Understand. Understand, Tina. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that, you know, you guys out there, you specifically are able to find and, find some peace, some acceptance, and just kind of figure out where you kind of fit in into that, I know that grind, that kind of thing. So um, that's why I think it's so important to be surrounded by like-minded people that really have this drive and determination to better themselves, to learn new skills, and obviously, yeah, to make money online, I think is one vehicle, one way that we can all do that. Hey, whoa, sorry, I didn't mean, did I jump over your question or your comment about how it's affected your social life? Oh, that was for Laura, sorry. There you go. Yep. I think that's so exciting. It's super, super exciting. That is definitely the best part about this group and this community that we're building. I definitely I love to encourage other people because people have done that for me. And it's one of those things where, you know, you give back, you give back what you can. And I think just treating others with respect, how you would want to be treated too, so. You know what? I got to be honest too. Like, I don't really have a social life either, to be completely honest. Like, I mean, there's a little bit here and there, but like, um, specifically with this challenge, I mean, I purposely went into it letting my family know, like, hey, I'm gonna need to sacrifice time. I'm gonna need to sacrifice meals, family stuff, this and that, whatever. And because I believe in it, I believe in the challenge. I believe that it can bring people together, and I do need to sacrifice and be away for a little bit. It's not very long, but a couple hours here and there. Well, every day, I guess, right? But um, yeah, I mean, I'm already like seeing the benefits of doing the live, and it's helped me get more comfortable. Definitely doing this and talking to you guys and interacting and stuff. So I don't even know if that question was for me, but I just gave my kind of 2 cents. Yeah, so just let any of us know. I mean, if you haven't joined the Facebook group and you guys would like to, just let us know. Let anybody me or Sweetums know, and we can post a link for you guys if you'd like it. So, Bookie, I haven't gotten recognized yet. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I try to talk to some of my neighbors about kind of what I do, and they're like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, you're negative. You're just like, it just you get those certain people that are just like downers, and they just want to like basically crap on whatever you want to do or your idea or whatever." So, I honestly I try to kind of keep this to myself what I do just because I don't like the negativity that surrounds it, you know? Tina, you're welcome. We're so happy that you're here, that you guys are all here and being a part of this community. It's so cool. I love it. So I think I'm getting the signal, you guys, from my voice that we may be coming to the end of the live stream. I think it's time for me to refuel on that honey and stuff. I mean, to be honest, not really, not necessarily like criticizing, but like I kind of tell them just what I'm doing generally, and they're like, "Oh," they kind of give you that non like enthusiastic response, like, "Oh yeah, that'll work," that kind of thing. So that kind of deal. So I just try to like brush off that noise and try not to focus on that kind of thing. So, but so yeah, definitely. I totally agree. It is always wonderful meeting all of you guys and having you guys support. I really appreciate it. Um, yep, absolutely. So yeah, I just want to say real quick, you guys for the live. So I know I say it all the time, but I'm just gonna just for the replays or whatever. Um, so I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for your support. I really appreciate it. Um, you know, as you guys may or may not know, the channel's not monetized, but there's a pinned comment in the very top of the live stream chat. Um, so if you feel inclined to send a donation, we greatly appreciate it. We have Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, the works. So there is no obligation, but I like to throw that out there. And I just love being with you guys and just really appreciate everybody's input, the interaction, the chatting, and we're definitely going to be building this Facebook group up, which is definitely an extension of the channel. So anytime you guys have any questions or like any concern, not necessarily concerns, but like anything that you want to ask about, that Facebook group is perfect for asking any questions, and we can do a deep dive together. That way, everybody will be able to see it and be able to chime in. So um, definitely wanted to kind of shout that out too. That's right. Yeah, yeah, no problem. Sorry about that, Laura. So I didn't realize I didn't send you the link. So let me, here's the link. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, we would love to have you in there. That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. You know, when we grow this thing together and we're all rolling in the Benjamins. Thank you, Wo. I really appreciate that. I genuinely do. I appreciate the support very much. So, all right, guys. I think we're gonna cut it here. My voice may not have very much longer, but tomorrow's a new day, right? So hopefully I get some sleep and all that, and I hope everybody has a great night. Tomorrow, day 13, influencer marketing. So if you guys can be here live, that'd be awesome. If not, you're always welcome to catch a replay. So thank you guys so very, very much. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you for joining. It means a lot to me personally. So thank you guys so much. Everybody have a great night. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon. All right. See you guys.